The Book of Jubilees, Chapter 4. And in the third week, in the second Jubilee, she gave birth to Cain. And in the fourth, she gave birth to Abel. And on the fifth, she gave birth to her daughter Awan. And in the first year of the third Jubilee, Cain slew Abel, because God accepted the suffering of Abel, and did not accept the offering of Cain. And he slew him in the field, and his blood cried from the ground to heaven, complaining because he had slain him. And the Lord reproved Cain because of Abel, because he had slain him, and he made him fugitive on the earth because of the blood of his brother, and he cursed him upon the earth. And on this account it is written on the heavenly tables, Cursed is he who smites his neighbor treacherously. And let all who have seen and heard say, So be it. And the man who had sinned and declared it not, let him be accursed to others, as others. For this reason, we announce when we come before the Lord our God all the sins which is committed in heaven and on earth, and in light and in darkness and everywhere. And Adam and his wife mourned for Abel 4 weeks of years. And in the fourth year of the fifth week they became joyful, and Adam knew his wife again, and she bare him a son. And he called his name Seth, for he said, God hath raised up a second seed unto us on the earth instead of Abel, for Cain slew him. And in the sixth week he begat his daughter Azurah. And Cain took Awan his sister to be his wife, and she bare him Enoch at the close of the fourth Jubilee. And in the first year of the first week of the fifth Jubilee, houses were built on the earth, and Cain built a city, and called its name after the name of his son Enoch. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she bare yet 9 sons. And in the sixth week of the fifth Jubilee, Seth took Azurah his sister to be his wife, and in the fourth year of the sixth week she bare him Enos. He began to call on the name of the Lord on the earth. And in the seventh Jubilee, on the third week, Enos took Noam his sister to be his wife, and she bare him a son in the third year of the fifth week, and he called his name Kenan. And at the close of the eighth Jubilee, Kenan took Mualilith his sister to be his wife. She bare him a son in the ninth Jubilee, in the first week, in the third year of this week, and he called his name Mahalalel. And in the second week of the 10th Jubilee, Mahalalel took unto him a wife, Dinah, and the daughter of Barachiel, the daughter of his father's brother. And she bare him a son in the third week, in the sixth year, and he called his name Jared. For in his days the angels of the Lord descended on the earth, those who are named the Watchers, that they should instruct the children of men, and that they should do judgment and uprightness on the earth. And on the 11th Jubilee, Jared took himself a wife, and her name was Barakah, the daughter of Rasual, the daughter of his father's brother, in the fourth week of this Jubilee. And she bare him a son in the fifth week, in the fourth year of Jubilee, and he called his name Enoch. And he was the first among men that are born on earth who learnt writing and knowledge and wisdom, and who wrote down the signs of heaven according to the order of their months in a book, that men might know the seasons of the years according to the order of their separate months. And he was the first to write testimony, and he testified to the sons of men among the generations of the earth, and recounted the weeks of the Jubilees. And he made known to them the days of the years, and set in order the months, and recounted the Sabbaths of the years as we made them known to him. And what was and what will be, he saw in a vision of his sleep, as it will happen to the children of men throughout their generations, until the day of judgment. He saw and understood everything, and wrote his testimony, and placed a testimony on earth for all the children of men, and for their generations. And in the 12th Jubilee, in the 7th week thereof, he took himself a wife, and her name was Idna, the daughter of Daniel, the daughter of his father's brother. And in the 6th year, in this week, she bare him a son, and he called his name Methuselah. And he was moreover with the angels of God these 6 jubilees of years, and they showed him everything which is on the earth and in the heavens, the rule of the sun, and he wrote down everything. And he testified to the watchers who had sinned with the daughters of men, for these had begun to unite themselves, as so to be defiled with the daughters of men. And Enoch testified against them all. And he was taken from amongst the children of men, and we conducted him into the Garden of Eden in majesty and honor. And behold, there he writes down the condemnation and judgment of the world, and of all the wickedness of the children of men. And on account of it, God brought the waters of the flood upon all the land of Eden, for there he was set as a sign, and that he should testify against all the children of men, that he should recount all the deeds of the generation until the day of condemnation. And he burnt the incense of the sanctuary, even sweet spices acceptable before the Lord on the mount. For the Lord has 4 places on the earth, the Garden of Eden, and the Mount of the East, and this mount on which thou art this day, Mount Sinai, and Mount Zion, will be sanctified in the new creation for a sanctification of the earth. Through it will the earth be sanctified from all its guilt and its uncleanness throughout the generation of the world. And in the 14th Jubilee, Methuselah took unto himself a wife, Idna, the daughter of Azriel, the daughter of his father's brother, in the 3rd week, in the 1st year of this week. And he begat a son, and he called his name Lamech. And in the 15th Jubilee, in the 3rd week, Lamech took himself a wife, and her name was Betanos, the daughter of Barachiel, the daughter of his father's brother. And in this week she bare him a son, and he called his name Noah, saying, This one will comfort me for my trouble, and all my work, and for the ground which the Lord hath cursed. And at the close of the 19th Jubilee, in the 7th week, in the 6th year thereof, Adam died, and all his sons buried him in the land of his creation, and he was the first to be buried in the earth. And he lacked 70 years of the 1,000 years, for 1,000 years are as one day in the testimony of the heavens. And therefore was it written concerning the tree of knowledge, On the day that ye eat thereof ye shall die. For this reason he did not complete the years of this day, for he died during it. At the close of this Jubilee, Cain was killed after him in the same year, for his house fell upon him, and he died in the midst of his house, and he was killed by its stone. For with a stone he was killed. He killed Abel, and by a stone he was killed in righteous judgment. For this reason it was ordained on the heavenly tablets, with the instrument with which a man kills his neighbor, with the same shall he be killed. After the manner that he wounded him, in like manner shall they deal with him. And in the 25th Jubilee, Noah took himself a wife, and her name was Imzara, the daughter of Rachiel, the daughter of his father's brother. In the 1st year, in the 5th week, and in the 3rd year thereof she bare him Shem. In the 5th year thereof she bare him Ham. And in the 1st year of the 6th week she bare him Japheth. This concludes chapter 4 of the book of Jubilees.